Hey everybody, we're on workout number 4 for our 30 days to handstands challenge. So my housemate Becky has been doing this challenge with me since April 1st. Almost every single day we've done handstands. There might be 2 days where we've just taken a rest and said, no, we need to chill. But every day before we do our handstand as well, normally we do some form of core exercise to really strengthen up our body, which we just did. So if you guys need a core warmer before coming into your handstand play, go ahead and refer to one of my core workouts. I have a couple of 10-minute ones, quick, easy, and super effective for this practice. But since we are already warmed up in our core, now we're going to warm up into our wrists. So go ahead, come down onto your mats, and I'll face you guys for this one. So come into a table position, knees hip width apart, tops of the feet down on the mat. Spread your fingers out as wide as they can go. Then press down into your index finger knuckle and your thumb knuckles. Thumbs. Once you really activate in that space, begin to press down in all of your other fingers and begin to grip your fingers in, keeping the pads of your fingers connected down with your mat. You should start to feel an activation in your forearms when you're really gripping in with this. So once you're here, let's bring our attention to our core. Begin to draw your belly button up in towards your spine, which is going to bring you into a slight tuck of your tailbone, and really push up in between your shoulder blades and your upper back. So you're trying to push the mat away from you even further. This right here is a great activation spot, so you can be aware of the posture that you want to be in. You're activating those solid muscles in your body, and you're really working into your hands as well. So those hands should be active right now. They should not be loose and passive. We should really be working those muscles. And we're going to stay here for another 10, 9, 8, grip in the fingers a little bit more, 7, 6, press the pads of the fingers down more, 5, push them out away more, 4, activate that core a little bit more, 3, 2, and 1. Release the grip in the fingers, drop back onto your heels, and then make one big fist with your hands and roll out your wrists. Woo! We're working it today. Hey Max, how you doing?
Good.
That was our housemate Max.
Huh?
You're in the video, it's fine. No, it's okay. Just say hey.
Sorry, I forgot.
You're okay. Go ahead, reverse the rotation. There's 14 of us that live here, so it's inevitable. I can never film an entire practice without something coming up. All right, shake out the hands. So one thing that Becky and I both learned for the first time practicing these handstands is really pinch method between your index fingers and thumbs. Once we learned this, we were both like, oh my gosh, this makes a world's difference. So we're gonna go the pinch method. So come on back into your table position. But this time, really push down into your thumb and your index fingers, and then lift the rest of your hands up, or the pads up off of your mat, I guess, and then let the other 3 fingers float. We're going to really squeeze in these fingers as much as possible for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. The rest of these fingers are just hanging loose. They shouldn't be touching the ground. They're not active. 12, 11, squeeze in a little bit more, 10, try to get those shoulders over the wrists a little bit more, activating the core, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come on back, woo, shake out your hand, woo, it's so much, I have to do a few of these, make sure my hands can still work, oh, the grip is there. Alright, shake out your hands a little bit more. And let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Close your fists, get them as tight as you can. Really draw that belly button up into the spine, lift the crown of the head up a little bit taller, and then reach the fingers out. Squeeze the hands in, and reach the fingers out. One more slow squeeze in. Shoot the energy, and fast. Let's go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, activate that core, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, faster, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Woo! That's my favorite one. Makes me feel like I'm just like, hallelujah, yes, I'll get there. Okay, so come back onto the mat, okay. And come into your tabletop position. So we're gonna come back into our fingers again, bringing that awareness, but this time we're gonna do some hand push-ups. So with the hand push-ups, we're literally keeping the shoulders stacked over the wrist and then pressing into the finger knuckle pads and just lifting and lowering. So the thumb is just going to float up and you're going to come down. A big thing with handstands is how much wrist mobility you have. So go ahead and join in. We'll go for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Come back onto the heels, make a big fist one more time, just real fast, and then shake it out. Now for the next one that we're going to do, we're working on noticing the activation in your fingers. So another big thing that Becky and I, as soon as it clicks for us, it just allows us to stay up there longer in our float, and that's activating in our fingers. So think of your finger knuckles as your gas and the pads of your hands as your brakes. Come on through, Taco. Another one of our housemates. Everyone, say hello to Taco. He just came back from his bicicleta ride.
Hello.
Not over the camera. Alright, so if you don't use both of these evenly, like driving a car, then you're going to crash. You're going to fall. So come back onto your hands and knees again. And like we did a moment ago, begin to grip into your fingers. And I mean really grip in there. The pads of your fingers are still down. Press into your thumb a little bit more. Make sure that you're not dumping into the outside of your wrist. And once we have that good squeeze, we're just going to keep that deep activation here for 10, 9. Try to pinch the thumb and index finger together again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, shake it out, release. We're going to do that again, but this time we're going to shift our body weight forward a little bit more. So working even more into that wrist mobility. So back down on your hands. Before we even begin to activate, just shift your shoulders forward. Just a little bit more. It doesn't have to be a drastic change, but enough to where there's no longer one straight line. Now find your grip in your fingers once again. Really pinch those index fingers and thumbs together. We're here for 10, 9, 8. The knuckles should be white. 7, 6. Engage that core. 5, 4. Push up through the upper back. 3, 2, 1. Release. Come back. One big fist. Roll it out. So it's really funny how it is all muscle memory, and that's why warm-up for handstand is really important, because if you're just cold, you haven't practiced with handstands in several days or weeks, getting up into it and not remembering how to activate every single muscle in your body properly is, for me, it's impossible. I just can't do it. I can't get there. We're going to do it one more time. Shift even more forward. See if you can find your absolute edge, and we're going to hold for a 10 count. So shift as far forward as you can without it being painful. And once you hit your point, make sure you have the slight tuck of the tailbone, draw the belly button up into the spine, grip in the fingers. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, push in the upper back, 2, and 1. Release, one big fist, roll it out. So that's all the wrist warm-up that we're going to do. There's literally so many more things that we've learned that we could do right now, but we'll keep it simple. All right, so now that we've done our wrist warm-ups, we're going to get into our handstand play. So we've already done our core work, and we even did a few of our hopping exercises to get up into our handstand or to get ready for it. But what we're going to do now is focus on what our body needs to be doing when we do a hop up into handstand. And it's a million things, but we're going to go through them all. So hopping up into handstand, I always like to begin with my hands down on the ground. If I start standing up and then coming down, I still have too much momentum going over, and I don't have the slow control yet to get it. But starting on my hands, I find that it's a lot easier to find that float. So coming to my hands, I'm going to baby step my feet up toward my hands, and I'm going to stay probably about 8 inches, 6 inches behind the backs of my wrists. Now once I'm here, I'm going to lift whatever foot I'm most comfortable with off of the ground first. That's usually opposite to your dominant leg, because your dominant leg is doing a lot of the work to get you upside down. Now once we're here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shift my shoulders over my wrists and grip into my fingers, just like an exercise that we just did. Now that I'm here, I like to come up on my tiptoes, really push the mat away, and draw that belly button up as high as I possibly can. Once I'm there, I make sure that my hips are squared. So in this case, my left hip is drawing down, my toes are pointed. I take a big breath in, and exhale, I hop it up. And you kind of land wherever you land. But we're going to do 10 of those on each side to start with the practice. It doesn't matter if you find your float yet, just let your body get used to it, and if you find a float, awesome. Yep, go ahead, start back. So the big thing with this is trying to keep both of our legs straight once they're in the air and our hips stacked over our shoulders. Keep your eyes just in between your hands. And you're trying to lift that top leg up to the ceiling as high as you can. Grip into those fingers. Try to keep that top leg straight. And you can break at any point in this. You can switch sides, because we're going to do 10 on each side. I feel like half the time I'm one of the worst people to work out with and practice with, even though I train people, because I love breaks more than anything. If you've worked out with me before, you know breaks are everything. But it's a good thing. It keeps formation tight. Don't let your muscles just completely wear out, or else your form is just going to be crap the whole time. Hey! What is that, third housemate we've seen so far? Such a good run for you. Jeez. Did you get 10 on each side?
Yeah.
God. Go ahead, one side. I don't even know if I got 10.
I think I probably need to do 2 more actually on this side.
I'll do them with you because I haven't done any on the other side. Side is so bad for me. You'll have one side inevitably that is great compared to the other. And I'm not giving it my all right now because I am talking through a video and it feels a little bit awkward. So I'm going to coach Becky through it. Alright, let me do one more. Just say I did it. That'll suffice. Okay. So, once we do 10 hops on each side, then we do 10 foot claps. So I've been doing kind of the same thing as like a handstand base ever since we started. We'll do different core workouts to warm it up. But as far as the base, I'm keeping it the same because I find that it's what worked for me and it's what works for you as well. So with the foot claps, instead of keeping the legs split like we were doing both straight, we're going to bring them together and really try to make a loud clap with your feet. Try to get those hips up and try not to fall forward over too when you lift that leg up. Oh, a good point to come in with this is a comfortable way to fall. Do you want to maybe put another cushy mat underneath yours since yours is thin? Actually, it doesn't really matter. This might slide a little bit. Keep that. Keep that. You're okay. All right. So let's do a fall. So if you are at home practicing these and you are not comfortable with falling at all, use a wall to start. Get used to it. That's what Becky did. That's what I did. Most people start off using a wall just because it makes life a lot easier. Falling, you don't want to get hurt is the biggest thing. With handstands, you're really far away from the ground, so the impact is going to be more, but you also have more room to save yourself from getting hurt when you fall. So whenever we talk about falling, I've seen so many teachers say, fall to the side like in a cartwheel. So something off to the side there, or the other side. I can't even fall sideways because I never do it. But falling to the side, for one thing for me, I find it works for some people, but it scares me because I see people turning their wrists in improper ways or turning their body and not moving their wrists with it. And also, if you have any types of shoulder injuries or past shoulder injuries, it can mess you up royally. Now that's any way of kind of falling out of a handstand you can get hurt, but those are the big problems I see with falling out of it in a cartwheel, especially if you're new to it and your body isn't used to it. How I fall out of a handstand, how I've always learned, is to go over with your feet like you're dropping into a wheel. So let me move this guy, and I'll come into here. So just like this. Oh, the mat's sliding. But land with your feet going over. And if you are just starting landing like that, you never do it before, A, make sure your wrists are really warmed up because you're really working into that deep flexibility of them. And B, make sure that you're ready for that heart opener. I would start off landing in the grass. That's what Becky did the other day. It made her feel really comfortable. And my advice was just fall. Allow yourself to fall. Even if you fall on your head, it's not really going to hurt. It's not bad. And you shock your body into saying, hey, let's not do that anymore. So would you be comfortable falling here? To show, I'll spot Becky.
I might do it not on the mat though.
Yeah, because you saw my slide. Here.
I saw you.
And if you have someone at home that can help you spot, here's how you want to spot someone. Come over just a little bit more for me. So you want to stand toward the front of them. You want to be able to catch one leg up in the air and then help guide them down, but be particular where you guide them. Go ahead and go when you're ready. All right, so I got Becky's leg, but I'm not going to take full control of it, but I'm just going to help guide her feet over. Nice control, Beck. And I'm going to move my hand to the back, and I have her back here, and I can even grab my other hand around. And how she's going to get out of it is tuck her chin into her chest and gently lower down. Very nice. Girl, that was really good control at the top there. That felt good. All right, so falling down doesn't have to be so scary. Give it some tries, but that's just something that you might want to be prepared for going into the next drill of the foot clap. So 10 on each side.
Yeah.
Let's get it. I didn't even do 10 on each side of the other. I'm cheating. Can you clap twice?
Clap twice.
Yeah.
I could.
You can do it! Yeah! So much worse on the other side. I have like
The last
several more.
this side's just like, no.
Honestly, surprisingly, but we've been saying this every day. Today was the first day picking up on the opposite side where I felt like I had a little bit of control in those claps. Which is nice. Every day is a better day. Woo! All right. I'm good. Okay. So after you do those drills, you can head to the wall if you don't have a partner with you and make some space. And you can start to face the wall and kick up and find it. Once you find it, stay there for 5 breaths, kicking up on both sides. If you're comfortable without using the wall right now, and you have a buddy that can help you out, grab your buddy. I'm going to talk you through how to spot for your buddy. But if you don't have a buddy, just really try to find some hang time. And I'll talk Becky through those little points that we don't always think about when we get up there because we're trying to just hold for 2 seconds and it's hard to think about fingers, wrists, hands, glutes, quads, core, point the toes, breathe. Am I breathing? All at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spot you and I'm going to help you find a little bit of float time and how to correct those postures, and then we're just going to do it on our own and see where we can find it on our own. So for spotting, your handstander is going to be standing right in front of you, hands down to start. Now, Becky, what leg do you pick up with first? This one. All right, so I'm going to stand in front of her, make your stance wide and brace like you're ready. Already activate in that front leg. You're gonna stand next to the leg that she's gonna kick up with, and when she kicks up, you're going to grab that thigh with control. Do not be afraid to take over. Don't lift her up, just grab it. Don't pull it to you. Hold it where she lands it and help to slowly guide her while communicating with her. So go ahead and whenever you're ready. All right, so I have her stance, I have her strong. I'm gonna start to shift her hips over, point your toes, engage your core, squeeze your legs, and I'm going to lightly begin to let off of my grip, and I'm just going to make one finger and one finger right here for her to balance. And she can lower her opposite leg down anytime she wants to come down. Push against that finger, squeeze into the fingers. Your form is looking a lot better, but you gotta get that leg over. Come down whenever you're ready. And just help guide her down. So what were you feeling when you were upside down? Where did you feel like you needed to find your balance, how you could get there?
I think my legs need to be further over.
They needed to be further over.
Yeah.
And I noticed too, try to really drag that belly button in. It's hard at first. Banana back at first, that's one thing. Banana back at first.
Yeah,
when you start, if it finds you balance, because it'll come soon after.
Yeah.
So legs needed to go further over. All right, what can I do to help you? Did I need to back off sooner?
No, we were good. I just
Okay.
needed, I wasn't on there, I didn't find the bite on that one, so.
That's okay. Do you want me to go now?
Yeah,
And
you
then,
did.
okay. All right, do you want to
So,
spot me?
Yes.
All right. So Becky's going to spot me now. She's never spotted me before. This is fun. So I'm going to kick up with this leg, which means you need to be standing toward that way, but in front of me.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be at the side. You want to have your left leg forward, and I want you to be in a brace position. Like get ready for my leg to come. So go ahead, get there. Brace position. Your legs are not wide enough. There you go. Squat down.
Squat down.
Ready to catch. Okay? She's going to catch my thigh at the top, hold it tight until I can really help, and she's going to lift my hips over my shoulders. And then once I'm there, hopefully I can find a float. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird in this wood. No, that was really good.
Yeah.
So if someone has half control in a handstand, you don't always have to grab. You can just be that little wall, and I can use her to kind of push off of. And if she needs to bring her hand behind, she can teeter-totter with her fingers like I was doing. Let's try that one more time. Woo! Just like that.
You just got this, Angie. You got this.
Okay. All right, guys. So go ahead. You can keep the video going here. I'm gonna keep the video rolling so you guys can see our progress. But I won't be talking to you anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and say peace out. Thank you guys so much. I hope you're getting far with your handstands. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends to watch them if they want to learn, and let's keep working, y'all. Okay, let's play. All right, we're just gonna play on our own now. So let's see those handstands back. I'm gonna move this mat. Grip those fingers. It's weird with the wood, right?
Yeah, it's different. It's like I haven't got enough space.
With the slats.
Yeah. I'm still quite scared of the wood.
I know. Woo! So do you vacuum that foot? Can you vacuum and sweep the house? She took your grass spot.
Hey. Hey, girl.
Hello. Woo. Wow.
Actually, do all these matches.
Ooh.
Try it.
Fall over onto it? Yeah.
That's actually a great idea.
That's what we should learn our backflips on.
Oh. Not good.
Becky. Becky.
I don't think what it's going to be like to do this, though. That'd be a bit weird. Super spread.
Hold on. I'll put it.
Oh, it's weird.
I bet it is. Because your wrist is sinking.
Yeah.
Maybe start with your hands on the wood. And
Oh,
know that
yeah.
you can kick over
Yeah.
to there, yeah. There you go, girl.
It's like a circus.
We need some circus training.
It's
Yay!
just so much easier when you know you can fall in your back.
Soft landings. That was awesome. Oh, and that stays put right there too, really well.
Perfect for your handstand school.
Learn new things every day.
Learn new things every day. Every day, every day.
Feeding! It looks like fun too.
It is really fun.
Your face is no longer like
Yeah,
that. You're just kind of like, surprise.
Alright,
bye.
now I know.
Oh my god, that was so good! I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to scare you
I
out
was
of
like,
it.
I'm still here! I'm still here!
Feels so good. Alright, do it again. Do it 10 more times.
Now I'm gonna get a float. Now I'm gonna get a float for like 10 breaths.
Woo!
Come on. Nope. Too far.
Come on.
It's so about how I set it up and get it right before I get up.
Yeah.
Like looking at really getting.
Yeah, it's activating those muscles before you even kick. Squeeze. Lift those legs up.
It's like getting up slow enough to go up.
Yeah. Having that control. I'm okay. No, absolutely. Having that control.
It's like, yeah, it's how I get up into the, it's like all,
It's everything.
everything. Woo.
Guys. Oh, my quads are too tight to lift up right now. Squeeze. That was an amazing line, though.
Yeah.
Your form looked great at the top there where you had that moment.
You know what it is? It's really like, it's this. It's exactly what you said about having,
Standing your leg up as high as you can.
yeah, and like having this
Yeah.
foot just kind of meet it almost. It's like getting this like, get this really strong,
Yep.
and then
Because once you have it, you're like, oh, it's not
yeah,
that
but it's
hard.
like learning how to get that, like what you're pulling. So you pull your leg up rather than keeping it,
Yeah.
like you said, and this.
You don't go with
engages,
momentum to flop
and then
over
you
it.
can meet it, and then it's like and then you've already got the balance. So it's weird.
It's a whole lot of
It's a fine science. Relax. Relax.
Woo! That's so good. Take a break. Take a break.